For companies, a big mistake is that they know that they're doing it, but can you prove that?
Hi, my name is John Minix. I'm the co-founder here at Bright Defense. We focus on CMMC among other frameworks.
My name is Sarah Wang, and I am the director at the U.S. Federal Practice here at Prussian Security, where we are a CMMC C3 PAO.
What SPRS score should a company have before scheduling an assessment, and what common gaps do you still see at that stage?
Well, ideally, your SPRS score should be a 110 prior to scheduling your CMMC assessment. Lower scores usually signal that you've got unresolved gaps. You've got things on your poam that have not been fixed, and that could likely result in a failed assessment. Common issues that we see today still is undefined or unenforced system boundaries, right? Not understanding the scope of your CMMC boundary is key. Another area you'll see is missing documentation, weak authentication protocols, incomplete audit logging, the inability to provide adequate evidence during the assessment.
We come across a lot of clients that are confused about the difference between just getting an SPRS score and going through the CMMC audit process. Is just getting an SPRS score enough?
No, for those that are required to get the CMMC C3PAO assessment, having the SPRS score is your start, but that doesn't necessarily directly relate to what your score will be at the end of the assessment with the C3PAO. And that kind of goes back to interpretation of controls, expected level of evidence to provide at the assessment. So one thing to understand about the assessment that's key is that this is a third party and you're expected to be able to show and prove that you've implemented what you say you've implemented. For companies, a big mistake sometimes is that they know that they're doing it, right? We had a meeting, we discussed this change, but can you prove that? Do you have evidence to prove it? There is where you'll sometimes see that the difference between what someone has when they do their self-assessment with the SPRS upload of their score and a CMMC C3PAO assessment.
And at the end of the C3PAO assessment, to successfully pass the audit, are you required to get all 110?
I mean, that's ideal. You can POAM some items, and there are some that you cannot POAM.
Got you. So a client can become CMMC Level 2 compliant and still have some items on the POAM.
Yeah, you'll have a time period to fix those eligible items. So you'll need to turn in a plan of action and milestones that includes what needs to be fixed, how it will be fixed, and the timeline in which that will be fixed. For reassessment of any POAM items, you can have what's called a Delta assessment where your C3PAO can come in and review and confirm that you've implemented those controls that you had in your POAM. If you had any critical control findings, then that usually will trigger a full reassessment.
That's great, Sarah. I think this is very helpful for our clients because these are areas that we get questions very frequently, and kind of hearing from a C3PAO expert that has been through the process and understands the process, I think is going to be really helpful for our clients, our mutual clients.